Hi guys, it's been a couple more days and I just wanted to give you a update. They're feeling a little bit better. You're gonna hear the black puppy doing a little bit of coughing, but their food motivation's pretty high. They're taking treats from us. They're coming out to us more. We're only feeding them now when we're in the room because their food motivation's higher. So we're taking them out of their crate. We're giving them food. We're giving them little bits of attention at a time, and they're enjoying that pretty well. I don't know if they'll come out for me this time. I might have to take them out. I'm okay doing a little bit more handling for them than I would an adult feral dog, because the adult feral dogs, they already have a lot of preconceived notions about people. It's very easy to push them too far. The puppies, they haven't been actively seeking attention unless we're already in the room. We've been here for a while. Poor baby. What you hear is kennel cough right now. She's still getting over it. She's on medication for it, but she was quite sick before she came. So the brown one's essentially already over that, but the black one's going to have to be on medication for a little bit longer. So they're not as averse when I give them some extra attention versus, let's say, an adult feral dog who already has a lot of preconceived notions. So I can push them just a little bit further, but I still want to look and make sure that they are comfortable. We have to do handling with them anyways when we give them their medication, so that's usually when we do our handling stuff. We give them cuddles. They're starting to seek it out a little bit. They'll lean into us. One of my next steps when their coughing is all gone and they really are feeling much better will be to start taking them out. We can't do that yet. I would hate for other dogs to get sick because of what these guys have. But when they start getting better, they need to start seeing the world. They need to start getting socialized. They need to see other people. Because it's very easy for feral dogs to never accept any other people. They'll become really okay with you, but everyone else is going to kind of be a no-go. So where they're puppies and they're still quite malleable, I want to push them as far as they can comfortably go. So the first week we didn't really push them at all because they were so ill. Pushing them wouldn't have done anything. Now that they're starting to feel better, they're getting to be a little bit more adventurous, I can start pushing them a little bit more. We're doing more handling. We're only feeding them when we're in the room. We're giving them a little bit more love. But we're still not even taking them outside. Taking them outside would still be unproductive with how sick they are, with how fearful they are. So we are just having them go to the bathroom on pee pads, and that's perfectly fine for now. I would rather be able to just go forward with behavior than have to go backwards. Pushing them to go to the bathroom outside every time would just be going backwards. Because I would have to do an excessive amount of handling with them. They wouldn't enjoy it. So it would actually take us longer. That's similar to what I did with our last foster puppies, is I didn't do leash training with them until they were about 3 or 4 months old. And I could do that because we have a nice fenced-in backyard, but it meant that when I was finally teaching them how to walk on a leash, that they were actually receptive to the training very quickly. So I taught them we move when there's no pressure on the leash. When there's pressure on the leash, we stop. When you come back to me, we move again. But they can actually understand it at that age. Or you could use a long line on younger puppies, as long as it's an area where it's safe to do that. With young puppies, they don't understand the whole concept of leash pressure. So you essentially have to teach them, hey, we're just going to walk. Doesn't matter if you're pulling into the leash, and then you have to unteach them that later. So instead, it really only took me a couple of lessons to productively teach my 3 or 4 month old puppies how to walk on a leash, even in busy areas. So I'm going to take the brown puppy out. Hi, baby girl. I know. So she doesn't really come out on her own a whole heck of a lot unless she is eating. Oh, she's big and heavy. Oh, sorry, I got your phone. I'm sorry. And if they're staying out, I'll just close that crate door behind them because this one really wants to just go and hide in her crate. I'll tolerate that for a little while, again, while she's not feeling well, but at this point when I close that crate door, she is adventuring out and about a little bit. You can see the bald spots on her face. That's from the mange, which has been treated, but it's going to take a little while for her hair to grow back. So you can tell that she's a little bit nervous, but she's not standoffish at all with people. She's just a little bit fearful. You're coming out too. And now that they're out, I'm going to close the door. just wander around a little bit. So now that I've already put them in a slightly uncomfortable situation, I'm not going to interact with them a whole heck of a lot more until they settle down. Again, there's only so much that's really productive to push these puppies. I want to apply just a little bit of stress so that they can learn how to handle that new situation, let them wander around. But if I just keep holding them and handling them when they're out, it's not really going to do a whole heck of a lot for me. I still haven't separated them from each other, so I'm not having them sleep in a crate separately quite yet. We'll probably do that in the next week or two. So as their confidence grows, I want them to learn how to be confident away from each other. You can really get yourself into a hole with multiple puppies where they are confident only around each other. They're not confident individually. And we want to avoid that at all costs because that can really hinder the recovery process. I have no issue with them being together sometimes, but we'll need to start separating them out other times and teaching them that they can do things on their own as well. So the fact that they're eating is good, sniffing around, all of that's nice, productive stuff. So that's where we're at with the puppies now. They're making little bits of progress. They're definitely feeling better, which is so nice to see. Still nervous, still feral, but making progress, able to move around, able to sniff us, seek out a little bit of attention, which is always great. So we're really looking forward to some good things from these guys. That's a good girl. She is starting to seek out some comfort from people, which is awesome. The people who adopt her would likely love to do that. People love when your dogs want to cuddle you. So it's good to see how her sweetness is starting to come out. She's starting to lean into people. She gave us some snuggles last night while we were cuddled up in here for a little bit. So lovely to see their personalities come out. So this would be another way that you can start working with feral dogs. It's a little bit different than how I did Louise, but just kind of depends on the dog that you're working with, the circumstances. Obviously, we have to take into account any conditions that the dog comes in with, their mindset, what they like, how comfortable they are, if they're sick at all of those special cases. So I hope that helps, and have a great day.